Hey guys, it's Dr.NostalgiaGamer here again. Today I'm going to be doing another pickups video. I've got a decent amount of stuff today and I'm really excited about it, so I guess we should get started. So to start off, I'm going to start with my NES. I'm going to kind of move through by section, like by console type. So first I'm going to start off with my NES stuff that I managed to get. I got Track and Field 2. This guy's worth about $2 to $3. Typical kind of running game, pretty cheap, not worth a whole lot on the system, but yeah, sort of an Olympic sports kind of game. Next up, we have Pinbot. Pinbot's got some really cool music, by the way, on the system. Pinbot is a pinball game on the system where you play as a robot, so that's pretty cool. This guy is worth about $5. Next up, we have Blades of Steel. Pretty good game. It's a hockey game, another sports game, nothing super fancy, but that's one thing about me with my collecting is that, you know, if I don't own the game, I need to own it. That's the way I look at it, so there's no need in not buying something just because it's a sports game. And that guy is worth about $5 to $8 on the high end. Next up, we have Tiger Heli. This is a pretty cool game. You play as a helicopter. Pretty cool little game there. This guy is worth about $5. And then finally, for the NES, a game that I'm actually really excited about and I can't wait to play, we got Blaster Master. This game's pretty cool. I don't know everything about it. I think it's an arcade port where you play as a guy who's shooting monsters, I think, but it's got a pretty cool label to it. I think it's a pretty cool game. But yeah, so got Blaster Master. That guy's worth about $10. Next up, we're going to move to the SNES. First up, we have Home Alone 2. Pretty cool. You get to play as Macaulay Culkin in a video game. That's pretty cool. That guy is worth about $3. Next up, we have Scooby-Dooby-Doo Mystery. What's it called? Mystery? Yeah, Scooby-Doo Mystery. Very, very creative title there on the SNES. And this guy is worth about $5. Next up, we have, let's see, Super Battleship. So it's not just Battleship, it's Super Battleship on the SNES. That was a common theme with Nintendo, with the Super Nintendo games was, well, if a game is regularly known as Battleship on the NES, let's call it Super Battleship. You know, they weren't very creative with their name titles. But yeah, so Super Battleship's worth about $3 to $5. Next up, we have Race Driving. Most of these are sports games or just not super popular games. But still, you know, if I don't own them, it's awesome to buy them. Don't ever be afraid to spend a couple bucks on a game you don't own just to have it in your collection. So that's Race Driving. That one's also worth about $3 to $5. And then the best of the SNES games I managed to buy, and one that I surprisingly don't have, although I do have it on the Genesis, Mortal Kombat 3. Hopefully you guys can see that. Mortal Kombat 3 on the SNES. This guy's worth about 15 bucks. Okay, so next up we're going to move to N64. I'm going to start with, let's see, only a couple on the N64. Chopper Attack. So I'm assuming, like I said, a lot of these I haven't gotten to play yet. I just got them as of like an hour ago. But I'm assuming it's very similar probably to Tiger Heli. You play as a helicopter and you're shooting the enemy. So this game is worth about $5. And then next up we have Micro Machines 64 Turbo on the N64. Once again, Nintendo's not real creative. They name things for the N64. They called it the blah, 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 blah 64. So there's Micro Machines and there's Micro Machines 64. So, yeah. I would assume this is a pretty cool game. I know the Micro Machines kind of franchise, I guess you could say, is pretty popular. Micro Machines is worth about $8. So next up, my one and only Genesis game I got today, surprisingly, because usually at this particular location I get lots of Genesis stuff. But I pretty much bought out everything they've got that's worth anything. So I got a copy of the game, Tony La Russa Baseball. This guy is complete. I actually own this loose on the system. I actually thought I already owned this game when I went to buy it and was happy when I found out that I do own it, but I own it loose. And what I'm really excited about was I noticed it was really heavy when I bought it. Like, I noticed that it was unusually heavy for most games. So what I found was that not only does it have the manual and the game and all that good stuff in it, but it also has, and I don't know if, I'm assuming these probably came with it, but I feel like they've got to be hard to find. These are stat cards for the different teams of the time. So every card, so this card has got abbreviations for different stuff, for the different things that go in baseball. And then each one is a team. On one side, it's the team pitcher information. And on the other side, it's the team batter information. So there's lots of these cards in here, as you can see. And although I don't know for sure, I think it may be complete. I have no idea, though. But I feel like that's got to, I mean, this game's only worth about $5 or so complete, but I feel like with these cards, it's got to be worth more. Like, I could be wrong. Maybe these aren't that rare, but I feel like as rare as I would imagine it is to have all of them, I feel like there's got to be relatively rare. But yeah, so knowing the fact that I had this loose but not complete, being able to get the cards and get it in pretty good shape, I was really excited to have that. So once again, it's Tony La Russa Baseball on the Genesis, complete. It's about $5. Alright, so next I'm going to move on to PlayStation 1 stuff. And I'm going to start with Reboot. Looks pretty cool. I plugged it in and let the kind of the intro music and stuff play. It looks like it's going to be a pretty cool game, but I haven't gotten to play it yet. This is complete. It's in pretty darn good shape. Looks like a pretty good game. Just read the back of it says, power up your zipboard. Defend the vibrant computer world of Mainframe from the Megabytes' twisted army. Your fast-blasting firearms, high-flying zipboard are charged and ready for action. That's pretty cool. So it's got a pretty cool little title and stuff like it too. So that's Reboot, and that guy complete is worth about $10. Next up is a sort of weird game, but it seems like it's going to be pretty cool. I think it'll be fun. It is called No One Can Stop Mr. Domino. Pretty cool. And from what I can get, you literally play as a domino piece who apparently is unstoppable. This is an action-adventure puzzle game, is what it says in the back of it. The back of it, real quick, says, no one can stop Mr. Domino. Get ready for some seriously addictive action in this wild 3D strategy puzzle game. Move out faster to keep those dominoes toppling. Take a hold, and you'll never want to stop. So go ahead and try and stop Mr. Domino. So that's pretty cool. That guy, complete, is worth about $15. So that's pretty cool. Oh, I'm sorry. It's about $12 complete. Next up was the one I'm most excited for on the PlayStation 1. I love the big box games on the PlayStation. Not the big box, but the multi-disc games on the PlayStation 1. And I got Final Fantasy VIII. Pretty cool. Final Fantasy games are ones that are pretty highly sought after, especially on the PlayStation 1. It has a huge cult following on the PlayStation 1. Lots of people only collect for the PlayStation 1 just for Resident Evil and Final Fantasy. It's one of the biggest franchises, super popular. There were a buttload of games. There were lots of they're still making Final Fantasy games. So yes, that's Final Fantasy VIII, and I've got all the discs. Came with all 4 discs and both the manual as well as the quick walkthrough. I mean, it's got literally everything included. So that's really exciting as well. So I got that guy. This guy's worth about, surprisingly enough, it's not worth as much as I thought. It's actually only worth about $15 complete, which I was kind of surprised about because I figured it would be worth more than that. But alright, so that's the PlayStation 1. Next, I'm going to move on to Dreamcast. I'm going to start off with, unfortunately, it's missing the manual, but I've got NFL 2000 or 2K on the Dreamcast. Got that in the case, not complete, no manual, unfortunately. Game works and everything, but there's no manual. This guy, if it had the manual, would probably be worth about $3. These sports games are not worth much, even on the Genesis, even on the Dreamcast. But the way it sits, I'd say $2 to $3 is what I would say it's probably worth. And then next up for Dreamcast, I've got NFL Quarterback Club 2001. They made a crap load of these games, these quarterback club games. They made them on just about every system at the time. I'm assuming that meant they were pretty darn popular, but yeah, so I got that complete with the manual and everything, so that's nice on the Dreamcast. And this guy's worth about $5 complete. Once again, not a whole buttload of money for those, but it's worth about $5 complete. Let's see. So next up, we have GameCube stuff. Let's see. First of all, I've got the Scorpion King, Rise of the Acadian. Pretty cool. This is based off the movie The Scorpion King. It was pretty popular back in the day. Pretty cool. Got that complete with the manual and everything. It's in decent shape. The game's not in super great shape, but the manual and the box and stuff is in pretty good shape. So that guy, at current pricing for the GameCube, although I don't like to put prices on newer systems like the GameCube, but for current pricing, I'm seeing that game goes for about $5 right now. Then we've got Conflict Desert Storm, right? Conflict Desert Storm, military game on the GameCube. Got the manual and the case and everything like that with it too. Looks like it'd be pretty cool. Not super great graphics on this guy, but yeah. So we got that guy. This guy's worth about $5 to $8 is the asking price on that guy. Next up was a game I picked up just because I thought it looked kind of silly and goofy, and I'm glad I did pick it up because it's worth a decent amount considering what it is, and that is Cell Damage on the GameCube. It's sort of a cartoony sort of mayhem game where you're running around destroying stuff and racing and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. Pretty cool little game. I've got it. It actually is missing the manual, unfortunately. If it had the manual, it would be worth about $15. With it not having the manual, it's worth about 12 or so without the manual. I'm going to read the back of it to you guys. So it says, part Demolition Derby, part whacked out cartoon come to life. 36 wild over-the-top weapons, deathmatch, capture the flag, gate racing action, 10 tough tunes, 4-person split-screen multiplayer, that's pretty cool, 12 interactive cartoon worlds, that's pretty cool. Cell Damage, I'm kind of excited to check that one out. Next up and final for all the games, it's a game I'm pretty darn excited about even though it's not very old. Super Mario Galaxy 2 on the Wii. Pretty cool. This is actually, sadly enough to admit, this is one of my only Mario games on the Wii. And this is something I've been looking for a lot, but freaking GameStop charges out the ass for these games. Anything that says Mario on it, your GameStop's going to be charging out the ass for it. But anyway, so I got this for pretty cheap, but I'm excited about it. It was complete and everything, so I'm excited to play that guy. That's one of the games I've been wanting to play. I don't think I've ever actually played a Super Mario Galaxy game, so I'm excited for that. Alright, so that's it for the actual games. Next up is going to be some just like little tiny extra stuff I got. Nothing super fancy, but pretty cool stuff. And it's worth a little bit of money, so I'm kind of excited about that. So, let's see. I got a Performance, which I've got a couple products by Performance. It's a Performance branded Sega Dreamcast memory card. It's not one of the cool ones made by Dreamcast where it's got the screen on it. It's literally just a memory card. It doesn't have a little mini screen. But yes, that's pretty cool. I got that loose. I don't know for sure that it works yet, but if it does, these guys command about $3 to $5. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if I can make some room for this stuff. Memory card there. Let's see. Next up, and I just thought this was cool. It probably isn't that cool, but I just thought it was. This is a Nintendo 64, I don't know if you guys can see that, there we go. A Nintendo 64 RF adapter, so what this does is it lets you plug into the back of the N64, and if you had a TV, if you still had a TV that only accepted RF or coaxial connection, it lets you convert your N64 to coaxial. I just thought that was pretty cool. I basically got it for free. It's got the little adapter on the end of it that will work with both N64 and, it works with N64, SNES, and I think even the NES maybe used this. I don't remember for sure. But yeah, so it's got a little switch there on the front. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was kind of cool. It's worth about $3 or so. It's not worth a whole lot. And next up we have a 16 megabyte PlayStation 2 memory card. You can't have enough of these guys. It's always good to keep extra memory cards because you never know. So it's nice to have extra memory cards. That guy's worth about $5 or so. Next up, second to last here of the set, I've got an Xbox 360 chat pad. I've never had one of these. Thought it was pretty cool. These are the little ones where if you play online with 360, you can use this guy to send messages to friends and to chat and parties and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. So it's nice. I finally have one. I got it for super cheap too, so it's nice to have one. And then finally, my favorite part of the actual kind of the random pieces stuff is actually I got a Performance memory card for the Nintendo 64. This is the first memory card I've ever had for the N64. I'm really excited to have it. It's pretty cool. So the purpose of this guy is that you would take this and plug it into the back of your N64 controller, and then you could save data to this card as a backup file. not only as a backup file, but also if you were to take this to your friend's house, you would have a way to be able to play your game where you left off on their console if they had the same game, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, so that guy's worth about $8 loose, which is pretty good. Pretty darn good for an old memory card, about $8 loose. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But anyway, guys, so that's it for the this episode of Pickups. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got to see some of the cool stuff I've got. Just as a quick sign-off before I actually leave, I paid, because you guys are probably wondering, I paid a total of $60 for everything sitting on this table. The guy I bought it from was from a local game store that sells old video games, clearly because they've got Nintendo stuff, but they sell newer stuff and older stuff. They sell a good variety of things. And the guy out there always hooks me up. He's an awesome guy. He always takes care of me when I come in. But anyway, he was asking, probably, if I had to guess, I don't remember exactly, but I think he was asking about $120 for everything sitting on this table. That was what he had priced out. I offered him $40. He counter-offered at $60. And then I offered him, he counter-offered at $70, and then I offered him $60, which he accepted. So he accepted $60, which is about half of what he was asking on these games for me. And just for the record, because this is my favorite part of every time I do a video, I paid $60, and this stuff is worth about $180. Everything you see laying on this table right now, add it all up, about what you could get for it if you were to sell it, is about $180. So I'm really excited to have all this stuff. It's a nice little addition to my collection. I didn't have to spend very much. It was kind of a birthday present to myself. I took some money that I was given for my birthday and used it to buy this for myself. So yeah, so it only cost me $60, and I got about $180 to $200 worth of stuff to add into my collection. All stuff that I've never owned before, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was another episode of Dr.NostalgiaGamer, showing off my recent hauls, and hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you next time.